Hi friends. Now all of you must have worked very hard for CAT 2023. The examination is 20 days from now, and I believe probably most of you will also believe that nothing much at this stage, nothing much can be done to increase our score. But my belief is we can do a lot of things that will retain our score. Now, whatever hard work that we have done, whatever number of marks, whatever percentile that we deserve at present, we must retain that percentile in the next 20 days so that our score will at least not drop in these next 20 days. So, friends, this is the reason why we have conducted this session in order to strategize DILR section, though nothing much can be done, like I told you, as far as studying anything more is concerned. But yes, whatever hard work, whatever labor that you have put on in the last 6 months or in the last 1 year, now it is time to make sure that you will reap whatever you have sown in these last few months of your preparation. So friends, welcome back on the YouTube channel of BYJU'S Exam Prep. I am Gaurav Gupta, and today we'll be discussing, like I'll be spending a very less amount of time, and we'll be telling you a lot of things that can be done in the next 20 days in order to get the score that you all deserve in the LRDI section of CAT 2023. So friends, a very good afternoon to all of you. Priyanshi, Chitransh, hello everyone. I hope I'm clearly visible and audible to all of you. Now friends, last 20 days, what all things we should do or what all things we should not do. We will be discussing all those things in today's session. Now, apart from that, in case you have any kind of confusion, in case you have any query that you want to ask, that you want to be answered, then you can post that query in the chat box and I'll be happy to answer, to probably help you out, taking out of any difficult situation that probably you are in. All right. Now feel free to post any kind of random query that is related with your preparation for CAT 2023, or in case like you have any kind of confusion as to what should be done in the next 20 days so that you can certainly increase your CAT score. Please mention that. All right. Now today we are going to discuss what all things can be done in the next 20 days as far as DILR section is concerned. Okay. Now, before starting this, we must look at the quick analytics of what has happened in the previous year papers of DILR section. So, CAT analytics strictly restricting myself to DILR section, talking about some of the important areas in this section. Now, in the last 5 years, in the last 5 or 6 years, this is how DILR section has behaved. Now, there has been a constant increase in the number of questions, in the number of sets of logical reasoning. So, yes, the weightage that is given to logical reasoning has been increasing over the years when I compare it with the number of questions that has been asked from data interpretation. Also, it is clearly visible from the type of questions that are in data interpretation or probably the other questions. The questions are not very calculative. All right. So huge amount of calculations, some complex calculations are no longer the part of CAT examination. And the questions which are asked in data interpretation, even these questions are logical type of questions. So yes, a good amount of logical skills are required in solving the questions of data interpretation as well. So in these last 20 days, what I should be doing? So in these last 20 days, number one, you should not be focusing on the questions which are calculation intensive. All right. I'll be discussing in detail what should be your strategy in the last 20 days. But this is one thing that you should not be doing is not focusing on the questions which are very calculative. The way the questions used to be asked in IIFT examination. If you know IIFT examination, which is no longer to be conducted this year. So IFT में जो questions आते थे, they used to be calculation intensive, very complex numbers, big numbers, multiplications, percentages, and so on and so forth. So that particular thing is, I don't know if it is good or not, is not asked in CAT examination. So data interpretation also has a certain amount of logical touch. All right. Now, if I'll come to logical reasoning section, and if I'll assume that this year the pattern of LRDI will be on the lines of the pattern of last year, so there were four sets of five questions each, right? So there were four sets having five questions. In all, there were 20 questions multiplied by 360 marks. Okay. Now, over the last year, we have seen this trend in LRDI section. So, maximum number of sets have appeared from reasoning based data interpretation. So, most of the sets that have appeared from data interpretation are reasoning based. So, that is why the highest number of sets have come from reasoning based data interpretation. So, this is my first ask from all of you, not to focus on complex calculations, now focus on all the data interpretation sets in which certain amount of reasoning is required. Secondly, matrix and grid, matrix arrangement, Venn diagrams. These are three very important areas that we must be focusing on. Now, I started this session by telling you that now it is not the time to start anything new. So, if you are familiar with these topics, obviously you must be familiar with these topics. So, if you are already familiar with these topics, then you must be now focusing on these areas in the next 20 days. How you will be doing that? I will be covering each and everything. Okay. So, first of all, let me explain everything, and then I'll give you a proper study plan that can be followed for the next 20 days. That will certainly increase your score. Okay, so the important areas: matrix and grid, matrix arrangements, and Venn diagrams. Now, when it comes to Venn diagrams, three set Venn diagrams, four set Venn diagrams, and a little bit of maxima minima involving three set and four set Venn diagrams. All right. Now, also study the line diagram method or chocolate distribution method that is used in the questions of maxima minima in Venn diagrams. Now, all of you must be familiar with at least one of these two ways of solving the questions of maxima minima: chocolate distribution method or line diagram method. Okay, so make sure that you have practiced enough number of questions on all these areas that I am telling you. Now, the next two important areas are scheduling and matrix, and unconventional and hybrid games and tournaments. Now, unconventional games and tournaments, conventional games and tournaments, what is the difference between them? So, in games and tournaments, we have seen plenty of questions involving knockout tournaments, round robin tournaments. Now, there are some conventional types of questions that are asked here based on round robin and knockout. Now, unconventional games and tournaments in which there are some football matches. So let's say there are six teams, and there is a table that is given after certain number of games has been played in this tournament. Okay, so tournament is not over yet, but certain number of games. So somewhere in the middle of the tournament, they have made a table. So there are six teams: A, B, C, D, E, F. A has played certain number of games, won certain number of games, lost certain, drawn certain number of games, and they have scored certain points. All right. They have scored certain number of goals and they have conceded certain number of goals. So all this information is given in the table: the teams, the number of matches played, wins, losses, number of draws, number of points, number of goals scored, number of goals conceded. All right. So this table is given, and then based on this table, you will have to formulate all the matches that have been played in this tournament up till this point in time. So this is called unconventional games or tournaments. All right. Then there are games such as the games based on coins, matchsticks, and so on and so forth. So you must be practicing all these things once again in these next 20 days. All right. Then certain topics which comes in lower order of priority: mathematical reasoning, order and ranking, missing data, arithmetic caselets, logical base tables, roots and networks, Gantt charts, maxima minima concept, algebra, arithmetic, and miscellaneous. Right? So these are all important areas. These are all the areas. I'll not call them important, all of them, but these are all the areas that have been tested in the last 5-6 years in the LRDI section of CAT examination, right? So now you have the list, what you'll have to do. Okay. Now, the next thing is the level of difficulty. Important because this is how you will be targeting your score or targeting the number of questions in your CAT examination, right? Now, 40 minutes, you will be having 4 different sets, which will have 5 questions in each set. So, a total of 20, right? So, let us set a target in front of us. I'll not say a rigid target, that if you set a target of, let's say, 15 questions, then you will have to do 15 questions. No, it's not like that. The number of attempts is also based on the current level of difficulty, not the past level of difficulty. So, solely on the basis of what has happened in the past cannot decide what will happen in the future. All right. So, we understand that uh, in the past, this is the level of difficulty that has been a part of LRDI section of CAT examination. So if I'll talk about very easy sets, so only 2 sets have been very easy in the LRDI section in the last 5 years. Easy to medium sets 19, medium level of difficulty 23. So majority of the sets in logical reasoning data interpretation have been in the level of difficulty of easy, medium, or moderate, like easy, moderate. So from easy to moderate, yes, majority of sets have been asked. Above moderate level of difficulty, there were 16 plus 15 questions. So if I leave these difficulty level completely, right? So this is majority of the questions. I'll say at least more than 50 percentage, right? So if I'll attempt 50 percentage of the questions with moderate accuracy, then where I'll be sitting, what will be my percentile? Let's understand that. Now, in CAT 2022, a student who has correctly attempted one complete set, I'm just saying one complete set of 5 questions, has scored 15 marks and is able to achieve 90 percentile. So in in LRDI section, if you'll complete one entire set with 100% accuracy in 40 minutes, then you will be sitting at 90 percentile, right? Now, if you will attempt 2 complete sets, that means 10 questions, or maybe one complete set and 2 incomplete sets. That means if you are able to reach up till 10 questions, then you'll be sitting at a score of 30 and you will be a 99 percentiler plus. 99 plus percentiler you will be. Okay. So this is the beauty, like you don't have to attempt all the 20 questions, right? So you can attempt a minimum of 10 questions, a minimum of 10 questions. इतना थोड़ा सा mind में रखो. Don't be rigid on the day of the examination. So you can attempt a minimum of 2 sets and then you can enter the third set. Be careful about the accuracy. So your accuracy should not fall below 80%, right? So if you are attempting, let's say 12 questions, then somewhere around 9 to 10 questions should be correct. That will fetch you a decent enough score as well as percentile in the LRDI section. Anything over and above, you will attempt above 12 questions, then that will be a bonus and you will be crossing the barrier of probably 99 percentile or maybe 99.5 percentile. The similar was the story in the last few years. So if I talk about CAT 2021, again, which was COVID effective, the number of questions was not 20, right? The number of questions was more. The time was the same. Still, the level of difficulty was lower as compared to CAT 2022 and at a score of 33, somewhere around 11 correct, a student has scored 99 percentile. Okay, so you can set an approximate target of somewhere around 10 questions to be attempted in these 40 minutes. I believe that will reduce certain amount of burden from your mind. Okay, right? So you don't have to attempt 20. You can spend 4 or 5 minutes in selecting which set you will be doing first, which set you will be doing second. So just select two sets out of the four sets in the first 4 or 5 minutes, and then in the remaining 35 minutes, or I'll say that in the remaining 25 minutes or 30 minutes, try to finish up with these two sets. Then after that, you'll be left with 10 minutes. So I'll give you a guideline for this. So you can invest 4 or 5 minutes at the beginning and select two sets. Now, since you have selected these two sets, so I believe you must be comfortable in these two sets. Okay. And you have taken 4 or 5 minutes. So that means you have taken your decision logically. Okay. Now, these two sets can be finished in 25 or 30 minutes, right? Then you'll be left with somewhere between 5 to 10 minutes, which can be spent on the third set, and another 2 or 3 questions can be finished in this third set, right? Now, I'm talking totally from the point of view of average students. Now, if you are highly proficient in LRDI, right? If you are very comfortable in LRDI, so why not attempt 3 sets and then try for the fourth set? So I'm completely talking from the point of view of average students. Okay. So this is how you must be attempting. This is how you must be entering the LRDI section of CAT examination. All right. Okay. Now, talking about the strategy to ace this LRDI section in the next 20 days. So, do's and don'ts. So, first of all, I have filtered out the list of all the important areas that have been asked previously in LRDI sections. So, this is the list according to the priority, according to the number of questions that have been asked, number of sets that have been asked, right? Now, how to divide the next 20 days in these areas? So you must make sure that up till area number 6, so top 6 areas, you will have to practice at least 2 sets, right, on rotational basis of all these areas. So let's say today you are practicing 2 sets of logical reasoning based DI. So tomorrow you can go for matrix and grid, 2 sets, then matrix and arrangement, 2 sets, Venn diagrams, 2 sets, scheduling and matrix, 2 sets, and unconventional hybrid games and tournaments, 2 sets. So this will be your schedule for the next 6 days, right? Now, in the next 6 days, attempt at least one set each from all these areas, right? So what is the date today? So today is 7th of November, right? So if I'll write date wise, on 7th of November, you have practiced 2 different sets of reasoning based data interpretation and also one set on mathematical analytical reasoning on 7th of November. Then on 8th, you will practice 2 sets of matrix grid, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. Similarly, 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th, right? So almost on daily basis, you are practicing 3 sets, and in the next 6 days, you will be able to cover up all these areas. Now, all these areas are important areas, right? Next, what after 12th of November? Okay, now starting from 13th of November, what you may do is you may repeat the same cycle once again for the next 6 days. That means up till 18th of November. Then post 18th of November, you can take things lightly and revise whatever you have practiced in these last 12 days for the next 7 or 8 days. Okay, so this should be your complete schedule for the next 20 days, right? Now, what you don't have to do is, if you haven't done any kind of practice, if you don't have any prior understanding of any of these areas, then totally skip that area. If you don't know what are games and tournaments, and if you start reading that area, then you will be wasting a lot of time that you can spend in revising all the areas in which you are comfortable. Okay. Now, understand that logical reasoning and data interpretation section is all about gaining momentum and confidence. Now, I know that you have done enough amount of practice up till today. Now, in these last 20 days, you will have to retain that momentum. You will have to gain that speed. Okay. And the confidence is a very important thing. It's the key using which you'll be able to perform well in your examination. So, if you have confidence, if you have gained momentum, then nobody, no question can stop you in performing well in the LRDI section of CAT examination. All right. So what you need to do is keep practicing these sets again and again. Does not matter that if you are repeating any of the sets, please do not care about that. So important is you must always be in touch. You must always be in practice as far as LRDI section is concerned. All right. So friends, if you will use this strategy, if you'll play with this strategy for the next 20 days, I am sure that you will be able to do good in DILR section of CAT examination. All right. Now, I will wait for all of you to put up any queries in case you have. Like you have any kind of question, you want to ask me something, you want to ask what should be your schedule for the next few days. Okay, then you can ask. Now, one of the students, Pratyusha, says, Sir, can I crack CAT in 15 days? Pratyusha, practically it is not possible if you will study. So listen to this completely. Okay, so practically it is not possible that if you will study only for 15 days and will crack CAT examination. Okay. Also, what do you mean by cracking CAT examination? You want to be above 90 percentiler, you want to be above 95 percentiler, you want to get into any of the IMs. So first of all, make sure that you understand the definition of cracking CAT examination. If you think that cracking CAT examination means getting into top 10 or top 20 B schools of the country, right? Then only 15 days is not enough, right? Now, if you are an exceptional student, if you like if you have always been topper in verbal ability, in mathematics, in logical reasoning skills. So if you have polished all those skills since your birth, since you were a child, then yes, it is possible to crack CAT in 15 or 20 days. But for an average student, like this is whatever I'm saying on the basis of my experience for the last 15 years while teaching the students who want to pursue MBA. So on the basis of my experience, I can say that if you are an average student, then yes, it will take somewhere around 8 to 9 months entirely for the preparation of CAT examination. All right. Now, Jen says, Sir, mock scores are fluctuating a lot. Someday I scored 27 to 30 marks in DILR. On the other day, I get 15 to 16 marks. What to do? Now, Jen, uh, this has been the story of maximum number of students every year. ऐसा होता है. Okay. So, why there is a fluctuation in mock scores? Understand that not every mock is similar. Okay, not all the mocks will have the questions from the same topic. Okay, so the mock in which you have scored higher might have the questions appearing from your level of comfortability. Okay, so the areas in which you are strong at, probably the questions would have come from those topics. On the other hand, the mocks in which you are scoring 15 or 16 marks, that means either in these mocks the questions have been asked from some difficult areas which are not your strengths, or there is some kind of distraction that has happened during the mock. Okay, you have started a question, got stuck, and then came out of that question wasting a lot of time. Okay, now what I will suggest to you is, now right now 20 days might not be enough to do each and everything, but what you can do is pick up all the mock papers in which you have scored 15 or 16 marks, or you think that you have scored less. Pick up all these mocks one by one and do an analysis of these mocks and find out the reason why you have scored low. Okay, so the reason might be the difficult questions that have appeared in these papers. So if yes, the difficult questions have appeared in these papers, then try to solve all those questions, try to tackle all those questions in the next 4 or 5 days. Okay, so that means you are now focusing on the difficult questions which you have left in those mocks, which you have attempted incorrectly in those mocks, and now it is time to look at the mistakes that you have made. ठीक है, तो जितने भी मॉक्स में लो स्कोर किया है, just open the DILR section of those mocks and do a proper analysis. Shri Harsha is asking to make it into any of the IIMs with more than 90 percentile in academics. Can 90 percentile general engineer male make it to any of the IIMs? Yes, if you have a good academic record. Okay, so yes, it is very much possible to get into any of the IIMs. Also, I can give you reference of a lot of students that were who were able to get into IIMs, not only any random IIMs, but top 6, top 7 IIMs with a good academic track record, and they have scored just above 90 percentile in CAT examination. So Sri Harsha, yes, it is very much possible. Shreya, in CAT 2023, which set is important from your point of view? Now, Shreya, you are asking which set is important from my point of view in CAT 2023. Shreya, frankly, nobody can tell you about what type of questions or which area will be asked in CAT examination. The list is there in front of you according to the importance of topics that have appeared in the previous year papers of CAT examination. This is all I can speculate about CAT 2023. Otherwise, I cannot pinpoint any particular set or any particular area. That will definitely come in CAT 2023. All right. Parth, sir, my average marks in IMS mocks are 70 overall, 20, 25, and 25. I don't feel confident. What should I do to increase my marks? Now, Parth, frankly, I am not aware about the level of difficulty of the test series of IMS. Okay, so I will not be a good judge when it comes to telling you if whatever score you have is good or bad. Okay, so please look at the percentile that you are scoring in the mocks. In case your percentile is ranging somewhere around 90 or 95 percentile, that means you are performing good. Okay, so I cannot solely tell you based on the scores, right? The scores that you are obtaining. I can suggest you in case you will tell me the percentile that you are scoring in the mock papers. All right. So like I told you, if you are scoring anywhere above 85, somewhere around 90 or 92 percentile, then that means you are doing good and you have a scope of crossing 95 percentile in actual CAT examination. All right. Okay. So friends, I believe that is all from your side. Shreya, I hope you have understood what I was trying to say. So friends, that is all about this session. Now, a few things, a few very important things for some of the students who are not the students of BYJU'S Exam Prep. Now you can unlock your free trial on the portal of BYJU'S Exam Prep for 3 days. All you have to do is you'll have to visit our application, feed in your mobile number and start your free trial for 3 days. And like why I'm telling you this thing, because now the CAT examination is near and the other examinations like Nasi Munji, SNAP, ZAT are around the corner. So most of you will be looking for a wonderful test series for the preparation of other management entrance examinations. So we at BYJU'S Exam Prep also offers a test series that will help you in preparing for other management entrance tests. So make sure that you unlock your free trial, take a feel of our portal, and you can join our test series for other management entrance tests. All right. Okay. Now, this is the test series that I was asking you to enroll. Okay. So CAT 2023 and other NB examinations test series that will have 10,000 practice questions, topic tests, 80 plus mock papers. So 25 mock CATs the already and 55 non-CAT mocks will be available to you. All right. Rahul meanwhile has asked a question, sir, when you solve these sets, but when I do them from my side, I do not get that. So Rahul, lack of practice. So थोड़ा सा practice increase करना पड़ेगा. Then only you'll be able to understand each and everything. Probably you are not comfortable with the fundamentals of the topics that we solve during the classes, during the sessions. Okay, so you'll have to build up your basics before you'll be able to understand all the questions that we solve. In BYJU'S sectional QA, the score is between 22 to 24, whereas QA is my strong area, how to improve. So Sri Harsha, uh, 22-24, that means somewhere around 8 questions effectively correct. This is an average score. Now, what you can do is you can open the mock papers once again. Okay, look at the video solutions that we have given you. So already, I believe we have already given you the video solutions up till mock 20. So look at the video solutions and try to understand the analysis that has been done in those video solutions. Okay. Now from the solutions, you will be able to understand which questions were easy and which questions that you have left, you have not attempted, must have been attempted in the examination. That will help you in doing a proper selection of questions in the upcoming mock papers as well as CAT examination. All right. Now, friends, our free all India open mock for NMAT 2023 will be live starting from 13th of November up till 17th of November. So you can just experience the actual NMAT 2023 by writing this mock paper. So please do register for this test by visiting our application on BYJU'S exam prep. So friends, that is all from my side. You can get social with us on all these social media platforms. Have a wonderful time preparing for CAT examination. And probably today we will be able to download our admit cards. So all the best. Like I hope whatever slot you want, you are looking for, you will get that slot in CAT examination. All the very best. Have a wonderful time. Bye bye.